ahead in a live report.
And we're looking at ominous skies this evening as showers and storms continue to pass through the Chattahoochee Valley. I'll have your latest rain chances for your holiday weekend coming up.
And thanks so much for joining us for the news at 6 on this Friday. Turn now to a story you'll only see here on Newsletter 9. A Russell County woman claiming a county sanitation worker ran over and killed not one, but 3 of her dogs. This incident reportedly happening Wednesday morning. Christina Hayes now says she wants answers and wants justice. Joining us now is Newsletter 9's Sharifa Jackson to share more on this story. And Sharifa, so what is the dog's owner saying about what happened there?
Well, Jason, Christina Hayes, who lives in Hurstboro in Russell County, says she was home when the county sanitation truck came to her street Wednesday morning. Although she didn't see the accident happen, she says the aftermath will scar her forever.
When I come out here, I noticed they wasn't with me, and I looked, and the first one I saw was Ruby. She was laying right there on the side of the road, all the way down, like they knocked him in the ditch.
Christina Hayes is mourning the loss of not one dog, but 3, all who she says were unnecessarily taken from her by a malicious and careless act.
I can't eat, I can't sleep, I've been vomiting, I can't come outside.
Now in distress after she says a Russell County sanitation truck ran over her dogs, 6-year-old Ruby, a golden retriever, and 2 7-month-old German Shepherd and golden retriever mixed puppies, Taz and Smokey Robinson. Christina says she found each dog laying along the side of the road, the driver of the truck nowhere to be found.
Anybody that can run down 3 dogs one by one without a care, that's cold-hearted.
We reached out to Russell County regarding the incident, and County Administrator Leanne Horn provided this statement. We are looking at every possible side. An official report has been filed with the Sheriff's Department. The driver has been placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. If we find that there is any wrongdoing, it will be dealt with in a correct manner. Christina says although nothing can bring her dogs back, she wants justice for what was taken from her, and she hopes to bring awareness so this doesn't happen to anyone else.
I call my dog's family, you know? And why can't they be held accountable for what they did? If there's a humane society, then when something inhumane is done like this, why isn't anything being done about it?
Now, an official report has been filed. The county administrator says the matter will be officially investigated after the holiday break. Jason?
All right, thanks so much, Sharifa, for that exclusive report. An investigation now underway in East Alabama after a man was shot in the leg last night in Opelika. According to Opelika police, at around 10:30 last night, authorities responded to a 911 call of a person shot in the 500 block of Raintree Street. The victim had driven himself to the ER of East Alabama Medical Center. He was found to have received a single gunshot wound to his leg. He was treated and admitted into the hospital. Anyone with any information on this case is asked to call Opelika police at the number there at the bottom of your screen. Meantime, in Columbus, an update now on a former youth pastor facing charges of criminal attempt sodomy, attempted aggravated child molestation, and more, making his first appearance before a judge this morning. 45-year-old Homer J. Singleton pleaded not guilty to all charges except contempt of court. According to investigators, an undercover sting revealed more than 400 emails they say were shared between the investigator and Singleton. Investigators also tell us Singleton shared inappropriate photographs and discussed plans to meet with a 14-year-old girl. However, no juvenile was actually involved. The case was bound over to Superior Court. Singleton is currently being held in the Muskogee County Jail with a bond totaling more than $50,000. With summertime in full swing, more folks are spending time on the water, sometimes leading to situations which could get dangerous. Newsletter 9 today spending time exclusively with local water rescue crews to get a walkthrough of new technology they're using to locate drowning victims if that happens in local lakes and rivers. Our Chandler Morgan is live now from Lake Oliver, where the most recent drowning happened just yesterday. And Chandler, this new technology can cut those rescue times in half in certain situations, right?
Jason, that's right. The local officials and rescue teams of Columbus Fire and EMS using this new technology just 24 hours ago over here in the area of Lake Oliver as they were searching to recover the body of Manold Feliz Perez after he died from drowning not wearing a life jacket. I spoke exclusively today with Columbus Fire Marshal Ricky Shores, who walked me through the sonar technology. Shores tells me it's through 2 scanners, one on each side of the boat, one directly underneath, which create a visual map detecting the objects in the waters of the areas they search. Shores says it's almost every rescue team member which is trained to use this technology, and it costs around $1,000. But overall, Shores says this equipment has the capability to cut down their rescue time search dramatically, which means less divers in the water of a risk.
And you're looking at brush and stumps and trees that have fallen as well, so it gets a little difficult to interpret what you're looking at. But we feel that the best way to locate a person underwater is to find them with the sonar technology first, and then send the divers down in that particular area.
And just to give you an idea of how using this technology affected yesterday's search, rescue crews were able to find the victim within an hour of using it in the waters. But Shores says that every rescue circumstance is different, but the best way to prevent a rescue from happening is to wear a life jacket that is U.S. Coast Guard approved. And I'll keep you updated on this story later on the news on WTVM News Leader 9 this evening. For now, live in Columbus, Chandler Morgan for WTVM News Leader 9.
A life-saving technology there. All right, thank you, Chandler. You can find more details on that recovery mission from yesterday where the body was found on our website, WTVM.com. There you can also find a Facebook Live we did with Fire Marshal Ricky Shores while on the scene. Just look for this story under the local tab. Turning now to our weather, it's been a wet evening across the Chattahoochee Valley as we take a live look at the roads from our Mobile Alert Center, or MAC, sponsored by Headquarter Nissan. So how long can we expect the rain to stick around? Let's turn things over now to meteorologist Mallory Schnell with more.
Thanks, Jason. It has been another rainy day across the Chattahoochee Valley. I guess we're making up for that beautiful weather we saw at the start of the work week. You can see here on the Alert Center radar network some pockets of heavier rainfall from Tallapoosa County over to Chambers County, down into Lee County, Macon and Bullitt County in East Alabama, the areas that are under a flood advisory just for the next hour or so, and some pockets of heavy rain in Harris County just east of Hamilton as well. And as far as temperatures go, many of us feeling the effects of rain, cooled air. We are in the 70s, except for those areas that have been staying dry. They may still be in the 80s this evening, but we're all feeling the muggy meter. You can see we are in the sticky to oppressive dew point categories thanks to all of the moisture in the air. So even if we're not seeing the rain, we are feeling that moisture. We're going to keep those rain chances around through the evening, so keep that umbrella handy. We'll talk more about your weekend and 4th of July forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Mallory. And the holiday weekend is on its way. A lot of you will be perhaps hitting the water, maybe a pool or a lake. And we here at News Leader 9 want to make sure everyone is safe this weekend. News Leader 9's Parker Branton joins us live from Lake Harding, one of those many spots people may be visiting to cool off. And Parker, you spoke with the Department of Natural Resources. So what tips do they have for everyone for this holiday weekend?
Jason, Lake Harding is one of several lakes in our area where hundreds of people will be flocking to this weekend and next week to celebrate the 4th, and water officials are already on high alert out here. Now, the big thing everyone needs to remember is to wear that life jacket. The Department of Natural Resources said they deal with many drownings, and rarely do they have a case where someone was wearing a life jacket when they were retrieved. Now, if you don't have one, that's okay, because at some marinas in our area, they are offering kiosks where you can borrow one for the day. Now, I spoke with a corporal from the DNR earlier today on what they will be looking out for on the water during the 4th.
Of course, we're going to be on the water patrolling for moving violations, looking for alcohol-related violations. You know, is going to be our focus. If we stop that boat and we determine through field sobriety test that that operator is indeed impaired, then he will be arrested for BUI.
Now, Georgia Power operates several of the lakes in our area, and they are teaming up with the DNR to push for safety on the water. This is a campaign that Governor Nathan Deal's wife has been pushing for the last several years. And again, if you are heading out to the water this weekend, whether it be, you know, the lake or the river, just make sure water officials are urging you to make sure that you have that life jacket on. If you don't have one, you can go to our website and we'll have those locations of those kiosks and other information on where you might could find one. For now, we're live at Lake Harding. Parker Branton, WTVM News Leader 9.
Very good advice there. All right, thank you, Parker. State and local law enforcement agencies will increase their patrol of Georgia roads and highways during this 4th of July weekend, as 1.1 million Georgians are expected to hit the roads. According to the Georgia DOT, 12 people were killed in traffic crashes during the 78-hour Independence Day holiday travel period last year. And the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration data shows one person dies in an alcohol-related traffic crash every 53 minutes in the U.S. State officials are warning drivers to play it safe and plan ahead if you'll be drinking this 4th of July holiday.
We want people to go in the state, have a great weekend, but come home safely. And if you're drinking and driving, there's just too many options out there. You know, ride services, call a friend, and calling a designated driver does not mean the least drunk driver in your car. That means the person who has not been drinking.
And AAA will be offering its Tow-to-Go program over the holidays. If you have been drinking and you need a ride, call the toll-free number that's on our website, WTVM.com. A truck will take you and your car anywhere within a 10-mile radius. It's a free service that runs through Wednesday morning. Here's the information. And AAA reminds us that Tow-to-Go is available in Georgia, but not Alabama. Now, here's the information on July 4th falls during the weekend this year. So many celebrations will be starting the preceding weekend. That's this weekend. Some of the events going on this weekend across the Chattahoochee Valley include Callaway Gardens Weekend Star Spangled Beach Party. That event kicking off tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. And happening on Independence Day, Tuesday, Phoenix City will be hosting their Let Freedom Ring concert and fireworks beginning at 7 p.m. For the full list of Independence Day events in the Chattahoochee Valley, head over to our website, WTVM.com, and look for this story under the Local tab. The state of Alabama now seeing a drop in food stamp recipients, what state officials say is causing this decline. And they're the best in the league. Now the Columbus Lions receiving core look to help bring home another championship. We'll hear from the Lions later in sports.